Greetings, my fellow Star Trek lovers. Welcome to the third video in the Star Trek series. Today we will take a look at the Constitution class. So, without further ado, let's go back to Creo and take a look at the model. But before we do that, a quick word from this video sponsor. Today's video is sponsored by PCBWay. PCBWay is a company which deals with making prototypes for you using various technology. You will simply send them your files, choose the quantity, and they will make the stuff for you and send it to your address. So definitely check them out. The link is in the description, and I once again thanks the PCBWay for the sponsoring. And here we are, and this is the Constitution class. Now, from the very first sight, you will notice that this is not the TOS version of the Constitution, but rather the Strange New World one. Yeah, I have to admit, I never really liked the original Constitution class. Sorry, but I think it's ugly. Which is kind of strange because I always loved the Constitution refit, which appeared in the movies. But I really like the redesign from the Strange New Worlds, so I decided to go with that. But to at least somewhat honor the original design, I try to keep the bridge area as close to the original as possible. Now, for the ship itself, as you can see, it consists from a saucer, a secondary hull and the nacelles, and of course the stand. So I guess now we will take a look at the individual pieces, how it all goes together and stuff like that. Bear in mind this is a kit, so for this thing you will need a zero glue. And though there is theoretically some painting still required, it's a very minimal, and basically everything which I painted could be done with the multicolored printing. Yeah, basically for me I have to paint the red because I simply don't have the red filament, and from the same reason I had to paint the blue because I simply don't have a blue filament. Okay, so now let's take a look. So here we have the saucer, and now we will go piece by piece how it is actually done. So as you can see, we have the first part or first half. Now here we have the holes for standard 10x10 pins. So yeah, we will insert them. And now we can insert the second half, which is here. Now, and as you can see, it has quite a lot of cutouts. Yeah, that's for the greebles, but in this case the greebles will also serve as connecting points. Okay, so first, as you can see here, to this cutout we will add the placket with name. Sure, that could be done in one piece, but I did it as a separate piece simply to be multicolored printed, sorry. I didn't want to paint the text. Okay, now to those cutouts we will add these greebles, and these greebles go below the halves, so they also serve as connecting pieces. Now here to this cutout we will insert this white sensor, and as you can see it goes way deep to the second half, so it serves as another connecting piece holding two halves together. Here on the top we have the second sensor, which originally was the dome on the bridge. And now we will go to the bottom part. So here into these triangle openings we will add the landing gears, and those serve once again as connecting pieces for the second half. Now to the back here to those cutouts we can insert the impulse drives. And here to those two cutouts we will insert the name plackets, or rather a number placket. Yeah, once again a separate piece for the purpose of the multicard printing. And last but not least, to those cutouts we will insert these stripes, which once again serves also as connecting pieces to hold the two halves together. and that means that the saucer is done. So now we will go to the secondary hull, which is this, and it is done basically in the same way as I did the secondary hull for the NX refit. So it starts with this piece and its second half, and when they put together you will have this peg into which you will insert the neck, and once they are there you will insert here to this peg the dish, and now with those two parts attached it's one firm solid piece, and into it you will attach the back part of the secondary hull. I fully recommend to use organic supports for this piece. And last but not least, here we have the cutouts, and into them you will insert the logo. Yeah, once again for the purpose of multicolor printing. And that's the secondary hull. And now the nacelles. And the nacelles are once again basically done the same way as on the NX. So we will start with this. As you can see, I have both in one model. So yeah, in the slicer you will simply have to divide them and then print them on this surface. But as you can see, I also added a hole for the connector pins. Yeah, 10 by 10 pins. That's simply there for one reason, and that is that the nacelles are bigger, so I simply wanted to add something to hold them together better. Yeah, now we have the second half, and we can continue. So as you can see, we have front pegs, back pegs, and here this cutout, this opening. Yeah, so the front pegs go here, and they have their own pegs for the orange piece, and the backpacks have the same thing. And last but not least, the cutouts are there simply to have uh, the inner ones those greebles, and the outer ones the number with the red lines. But when it comes to the actually connecting those nacelles to the secondary hull, we will not have these two pieces attached yet, because when we will add it to the part of the nacelle pylons, you will notice that they have this small peg, and that's simply because this part have this very strange hole, and that's to actually fit through this peg and this peg. So when you insert it, not only it will hold the nacelles together, but it will click them to the nacelles pylon, so the nacelles are very firmly and securely attached and cannot really fall down. And basically the secondary hull with the nacelle is done. Now the ship has one feature, and you can see it here on the neck, that here we have this locking mechanism, and the saucer has the same mechanism, so you can basically slide the neck into the saucer. That means that the ship has the ability to separate the saucer, and you can do it whenever you want. It holds very nicely in place, but if you want, you can push it away. And last but not least, it has here this opening, and this opening is, as you can see, for the stand. The stand is the same as on my previous ships, only with the updated info. And yeah, that's it. So yeah, this was the model. I hope that the assembly process is now quite clear, and now we can go take a look at the printed model itself. And as you can see, here is the finished ship. So yeah, I think it went out rather nicely. Yeah. One thing I didn't mention is that here the cutouts are supposed to be all the way through. I decided to design it not all the way through, so the cutouts are there yeah, from both sides, but not all the way through. I was a little bit afraid that it would be structural weakness and that the pylons would suffer from that. Thus, this change. Also, as you can see, the navigation light, I don't have a green color. So for now, I left it as it is. When I buy some green color, I will of course paint it. Yeah, but yeah, I think the details really came out nicely. Yeah, it's really different when the text is printed and in color and not painted. It always looks better. Yeah, as you can see in the stand, it is a little bit wobbling, but yeah, I don't really mind that. That's okay. I made a larger clearance when it comes to the back in the stand and the actual ship. Uh, I guess that's okay because I don't suppose you will be doing something like that all the time. Okay, so this is the ship, and well, now let's go straight to the Enterprise A. Okay, I hope that you liked it, and we will see each other in the next video. Have a very nice day, and bye bye.